biggest influence was my grandmother.
And why?
Because she kept me straight and out of trouble. Where gave me the forward look to let me know that I could always do more than I was doing. But you know, there's been a lot of people who have influenced my life, from my godfather, Jack Herndon, to friends of mine in Florida, Nickel Lux, to Dr. Barris, all the way to my wife, my father. So people who looked at me and said I could do more than I was doing, and people who believed that I was able to do more than I was currently doing, and saw more in me than I saw in myself. So I always knew Alabama was a great place, but I knew there was bigger things out there than Alabama. So I went chasing my dreams. And that's kind of why we're here today, is to look at where I came from and where we are today, and to let people know out there that it doesn't matter what your lifestyle is, it doesn't matter where you're born, it doesn't matter who your parents are. All it matters is do you have the drive to change your life? And if you do, and you don't listen to the naysayers out there who tell you can't do it, and you just go do it, then you're going to change your life. So, and I chose to change mine through real estate, just like what I'm going to teach you guys how to do. A lot of fun. I was free, I was young, didn't have to worry about the big city life. I could hang out in the creeks and play with the dogs. Didn't worry about getting dirty. It wasn't one of those childhoods where I had to stay clean and go to gospel school and go to preparatory schools. I was let to be a child, and I think that allowed me to be free as a child, so which allowed me to be free as an adult, and not sit around and wonder if I had to ask somebody's permission to do something. My parents have always believed in me and said that they knew I'd make the right decisions. And even though I may get off track sometimes, I have an ability to get back on track. So I'd have to say Alabama was a lot of fun growing up here. I wouldn't have changed my childhood for anywhere else as an area to grow up in. No, I didn't. But because of the way the economy's going in Huntsville and the way the growth's going, it's a great area to invest in. And so looking at it from that point of view, it does tend to make you want to go back home sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, but it's a big change when you go back home from not being there for 20 years and your life has changed. So it's something you got to look at. I mean, I can't say that everybody should do it, but if you're looking at it from an investment point of view, Huntsville's a great investment point of view. So, yeah, absolutely, Huntsville is. Huntsville's got one of the best economies in the Southeast right now, with all the Fortune 500 companies that are moving in, with the Space and Rocket Center here, with the military base, with colleges, the universities. It's just not slowing down right now.
Right. So, the Army and
yeah,
RAC.
Absolutely.
Right. Great.
Well, I got started in real estate in about 13 years ago, and from there it was kind of like the old traditional way. I went and found a realtor, found a piece of property, used my money, used my credit, did everything wrong.
And how long ago was that?
That was 13 years ago.
Wow.
So, but then as you get older, you hear about all these people doing all this creative investing, and so I got involved in that, and I went just like the rest of you guys out there. I went and sat in a boot camp, and for 3 days learned everything, or was directed to learn everything that I knew could be learned out there. And so I sunk myself into it and lived it, breathed it, ate it, dreamed it, wanted it more than anyone else. So I went out and achieved that. And that's how I got started. And then from there, it just kind of catapulted. We started doing real estate left and right every month. We were finding deals all over the U.S. and realized there was a better way to do that. And so that's when I created the automated wholesaling system and started wholesaling properties automatically through the internet, finding my buyers, finding my sellers, finding my private money, locking properties up and selling them using the internet and automated systems. So, and that's what we're bringing to you guys next. So a lot of you guys out there are already in the mentoring program, but keep your eyes open. You're about to start getting a home study course, books and CDs you can flip in and look in and listen to, and without ever having to pick up the phone and hope that you can get through to me that day because I'm busy. So, but what we're going to show you next is we're going to show you a house I grew up in. This was when I lived here in Huntsville when I was a kid with me, my mother, my grandmother, my brother. And this is an old house in an old neighborhood, and stay tuned. I'll show you the house.